Can I just say this? Bruce Willis needs to stay out of resorts and hotels. Spaceships, aliens, taxi cab drivers, and the battle for good and evil. What more could you ask for in a movie? The problem is there's just not a lot of movies that are adventurous and fun with a likable cast and great visuals. But let me tell you why The Fifth Element does all of that and more. I know I have felt disappointed at TV shows or movies that haven't paid off some of the plots or just totally took a 180 from where they were going, and it's definitely heartbreaking. And The Fifth Element does a really good job. Let me tell you why. Welcome to Pulp Fiction Clips. I am your host, Chandler. I like to ask movies about questions that are great to watch. Today, I watched The Fifth Element, or rewatched it, for the 11th time this year. It's a problem. Now, you might have some questions. Does this hold up? What is this movie about? Is this even a movie? Is that Bruce Willis? For real? Like the Bruce Willis? I can't think of another one. Now, before we jump into answering all of those questions, what were people thinking in the 90s? Were they thinking we're gonna have teleporters, aliens, visiting other planets, having resort luxury cruises and trips on some moons? I don't know what they're thinking, but this movie came out in 1997. It also stars Bruce Willis, Gary Oldman, Chris Tucker, and I'm gonna butcher this 100%, Milla Jovovich. But yeah, there's a lot of sci-fi movies depicting teleporting, futuristic travel, laser weapons, which we probably do have laser weapons by now, but where did we go wrong? Are we supposed to be on a different path in the future and we just didn't hit it? In the 90s thought we were gonna be a lot better off. You know, to tell the truth, I never really thought of the future when I was a kid. I was just enjoying life. And I think that's kind of what people do until you get older, more cynical, and then you create movies about crazy warfare or, you know, some space disaster from good and evil. While doing research for this video and searching everything on the internet for The Fifth Element, I came across two awesome and unique things. The first was an Etsy shop, or a bunch of Etsy shops. In fact, almost everything you wanted to buy for The Fifth Element is there on Etsy. And one of the coolest things that I saw, which I might pick up myself, is gonna be the element stones. I think you would enjoy those two. But the number one for uniqueness is gonna be the 4-a-day cigarette dispenser. That's seen in the very beginning of the film when Corbin Dallas is taking a cigarette that's 75% filter and 25% tobacco or whatever the hell it's in it. As a viewer of the movie, it's cool to watch because when we first meet Corbin Dallas, he is a washed up hero of sorts, military hero of some kind, of some wars, and he was the best of the best. There's actually a really cool scene where Lilu is eating at the monk's house, the priest's house, and she is rehydrating food, and the food, for practical effects, obviously you can change it up, but the rehydrating pills look like Skittles. Changed my mind on that one. Now, here's a crazy fact. In 2022, Amazon had roughly 1.5 million employees, which is only 500,000 more that Zorg laid off in the very beginning of the film, which then ultimately results in affecting Corbin Dallas's future. Rewatching this film so many times has taught me that this film has so many connections, with the good and bad intertwining at multiple locations throughout the film. And what's cool is they somewhat predicted, like The Simpsons, Elon Musk's flamethrower, which was awesome to see. Gave me Elon Musk eyes for sure. I'm telling you, this movie sets up so many different things and pays them all off. There's a moment when Lilu is talking to the priest and she's telling him that she knows where the arms dealer is, and those stories intertwine, like I was telling you with the good and evil intertwining. But I also really like how Zorg says this.
Killer, cold-blooded, clean, methodical, and thorough. Now, a real killer, when he picked up the ZF-1, would have immediately asked about the little red button on the bottom of the gun.
There's also another big setup, and this is built from the very beginning when Corbin wakes up to use those cigarettes, and he has only a couple matches left. The love scenes are kind of funny, maybe a little unneeded, but whatever. And this is gonna be my sound when I try to knock somebody out. When I'm asking for their resort tickets to save the world. And just remember, even though they're in the future and the world is totally different, we're terraforming other planets, they still have aluminum air ducts. Can I just say this? Bruce Willis needs to stay out of resorts and hotels. He's done enough. Everywhere he goes, there's always issues. I mean, he is a hero, so he does save it, but he's still an issue. The ultimate question is, does the Fifth Element hold up? I would say absolutely. The Fifth Element does a wonderful job at doing everything right. Yes, there's funny weapons in here and there, but they do a dang good job. And right now it is free on YouTube TV. Okay, anything else I need to do? What other things was I thinking?